Hello, friends. Once again, I'm present before you with yet another lesson, another English lesson. And I think that you are interested in the lesson that I'm going to present to you now. So, the lesson is all about prepositions and articles, and especially the prepositions that are changed when the article is dropped. There are some sentences in which there is a countable common noun preceded by a preposition. Okay, and that preposition gets changed if you use an article before the countable common noun. It's not very clear to you perhaps by this time, but I think that it will become clearer in course of this video. And also I would like to tell you, my dear friends, do not skip this video. Why? Because I'm going to give you a bonus tip during the course of this video. I'll not tell you now when I'm going to give you this bonus tip, but I shall, as I have promised to you. And when you are watching the video, please do watch this video full screen. Why full screen? Otherwise, how will it be possible for you to read out what is written on this whiteboard? The board is not very large. And so, and moreover, my handwriting, as you know very well, is not very creditable. Okay, therefore you have to watch this video full screen in order to make out what is written on the whiteboard. Let's get directly into our today's lesson without further ado. All right, number one, we write in ink, in pen, in pencil. This in pen and in pencil may seem a little strange to you. Yes. But I will tell you why in pen and in pencil. Okay? So, before ink, we use the preposition in. Before pen, we use the preposition in. Before pencil, we use the preposition in. When we use these words, these countable common nouns, without any article, not a pen or the pen, simple pen. So then we are using in pen. For example, when you do the exam, you are not allowed to write in pencil. When you do the exam means when you write an exam, when you write the exam. All right? You are not allowed to use pencils. Why pencil? Because generally we use pen. A pen, okay, because it's a countable common noun, therefore I'm using the preposition, I'm using the article a before pen. But in this particular phrase, I have not used a, because that is a rule stipulated by Oxford, and I cannot deviate from that. I don't have the right, I don't have the courage to deviate from the rules stipulated by Oxford. And moreover, pencil is not a countable noun. Countable common noun. It's not a countable common noun. So do not say a pencil. Though in modern English sometimes I have seen somewhere it is used that a pencil. Give me a pencil, please. I think that if you follow an old English grammar book, you will see that there you are discouraged from using the word a pencil. If you want to quantify pencil, you have to say, give me a stump of pencil. There is a stump of pencil there. A stump of pencil, not a pencil. Well, now if we use an article here before the countable common noun, what will be the preposition? Will the preposition remain the same? No, my dear friends, the preposition will not remain the same. For example, I'm writing with a pen, not in a pen, but without the article a, we will say in pen, in pencil. Next, number two. And here in this context, I would like to also emphasize the fact that before ink, always in is used, because ink is not a countable common noun. As it is not a countable common noun, therefore we cannot change the preposition. We cannot say an ink. We cannot say. We have to say in ink always. There is an exception there. Number two, when we use the phrase on strike, we do not use a before strike. It is true that strike is a countable common noun, but still, before this countable common noun, you cannot use a when you are using the phrase on strike. We are not allowed to tamper with any phrase. That's the problem. These phrases are approved by Oxford, therefore it is not possible for anybody, even not for an Englishman, it is possible to bring about any change in the phrase. The phrase remains the same, always. So it is on strike, you have to always use on strike. You cannot say on a strike. You cannot say that simply. Let's see an example sentence. Today you have to travel on your bike because the drivers are on strike. The drivers are on strike, so you have to travel, otherwise you will not get any car, you will not get any bus, so you have to travel otherwise. So here we have written on your bike. This particular part of the sentence is very important, not for this sentence, but later on in the lesson there is something to deal with this part of the sentence, on your bike. Okay, so we are not allowed to use on a strike. Clear? If not clear, you know very well the comment box is there for us to communicate with each other. So if you have any sort of difficulty understanding any part of this lesson, you are free to use, you feel free, you are at liberty to use the comment box. And I'm obliged to address your comment, to address your question individually. It's my promise. Okay, so we cannot change this phrase. On strike is always on strike. Next, the peculiarity of English I'm going to bring to your notice now very soon. See, when we use the phrase, next we are going to use another phrase. And what is that? On a diet. Diet is also a countable common noun. But in this phrase, we are using on a diet. We are using the article a. And that is the strangeness, that is the peculiarity of the English grammar. Don't you feel so? If you agree with me, write down in the comment box. See, here you are not allowed to use the article a because it's a phrase and that is on strike. But in the next sentence, next example, you see on a diet. Here, you cannot say on diet. If you say on diet, you are wrong. Because there, you have to use the article. Don't argue with me about this. I have nothing to do. These are the phrases approved by Oxford. So I have to follow these rules. You have to follow these rules. Even an Englishman has to follow these rules. There is no exception. So it is always on a diet. For example, a film actress who has put on a lot of weight has to go on a strike, on a diet, on a diet, has to go on a diet. A film actress who has suddenly become very fat has to go on a diet. So if anybody offers you something, says some sweetmeats are offered to you, but you are not willing to take the sweetmeats because you are on a diet. So you say, I'm sorry, I'm on a diet now. I'm on a diet now. Don't say I'm on diet, on a diet. And you have to memorize these phrases because there is no rule to guide you. Had there been any rule, I would of course tell you about the rule in order to guide you to use phrases. But these phrases have to be simply committed to memory. If you do not memorize these phrases, it's impossible for you to use these phrases rightly. Where A is used, where A is not used, there is no rule to guide you. Simply on a diet, whereas on strike. Next, the peculiarity of the English grammar continues. The phrase on purpose. Purpose is a countable common noun. In spite of the fact that purpose is a countable common noun, we are not allowed to use an article before purpose when we are going to use the phrase on purpose. So if purpose is preceded by the preposition on, forget about the article. Do not ever use an article because this is a phrase on purpose. You cannot tamper with the phrase. But if you want to use the word purpose without on, you may use a. For example, I have a purpose. With a purpose, I went there. With a purpose, I went there. But here, on purpose, when you are using on purpose, it has a specific meaning. And what is the meaning? It means intentionally. When you do something intentionally, you do it on purpose. So instead of using the adverb intentionally, you may use the phrase on purpose. Have you done this intentionally? Drop intentionally and say, have you done this on purpose? It will become more lucid to you when we go through the example sentence. The example sentence is, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to annoy you. I didn't do it on purpose. Say you have done something and your boss has been offended. As your boss has been offended or your boss has been annoyed. Annoyed means angry. Okay, so to annoy means to make somebody angry. Annoy. So you are not going to annoy your boss, but accidentally or unfortunately, you have done something that has earned the displeasure of your boss. And so at the time you say, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to annoy you. I didn't do it on purpose. I did not do it intentionally. I didn't do it on purpose. Let's move on to the next one, number 5. We say by chance. By chance is a phrase. And as I have already told you, you cannot bring about any change in the phrase. So by chance is always by chance. Though chance, the word chance is a countable common noun. All of you know, he has a chance. I have a chance. Do you have a chance? So a chance we say, but here as it is a phrase, we have to always say by chance. Accidentally, by chance it has happened. By credit card. This is not a phrase, but we cannot use a credit card when we are using the preposition by. So when we pay somebody by credit card, we know that credit card is a common noun. Do you have a credit card? A common noun, countable common noun. But here, when you are using the preposition by, we will not use a. Okay? By credit card. By email. Email is also a countable common noun. Have you received an email? I have received an email. So countable common noun. But when you are using by, 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 then we will not use any article before email. In this context, I would like to bring to your notice the fact that email is a new coinage, a recent coinage. But the word mail, M-A-I-L, mail, has been in existence ever since the inception of the English language, not English language exactly, ever since the inception of letter writing. So previously, letters used to be sent from one place to another place. So there, the word mail was used, M-A-I-L. And the word mail is uncountable. He has received the mail is wrong English, so far as my knowledge goes. So there you have to say, have you received your mail? Have you received mail? I have received my mail. Have you received mail? Though you can say he has received the mail, today's mail. But these days it is not very important because there is no occasion in your life on which you have to use the word mail only. But if you read an old English storybook, there you will see the word mail is used. But here these days we need to use the word email because you do not send a letter to anybody by post. You simply send emails. But when email is preceded by the preposition by, do not use an email. By an email, do not say. By email. Not by chance, by the chance, by a credit card. Do not say by the chance or by a credit card. Wrong English there. For example, you may go to a mall and pay by credit card. May I pay by credit card? Yes, you may pay us by credit card. So, not by a credit card. If I ask you, do you have a credit card? Yes, I have a credit card. So why don't you pay by credit card? Why don't you pay by credit card, not a credit card? But before that, when I've asked you, do you have a credit card? Then I've used credit card as a countable common noun. Okay, let's move on to the next one. We use by before a vehicle such as by car, by train, by bus, by ship. When you are using a vehicle, then it is preceded by, by. Do not use any article. Do not. Never use any article. Simply by plus the vehicle. Though these vehicles are countable common nouns, you will not be able to use any article before these countable common nouns. Why? Because the formula says by plus the vehicle. Let's see a few example sentences. She does not like to travel by car. Will you travel by car? I don't like to travel by car. I would like to travel by train. By train. Train is a vehicle. By train. By car. So it is as simple as anything. Okay. So remember this formula: by plus a vehicle. No other article. No other article. She doesn't like to travel by car. She wants to travel by train. Do you want to travel by taxi? Okay, all right. No problem. Here is a but, and this but makes a huge difference. Why? Now, if you want to use an article or any other word for that matter before a vehicle, do not use by. There the preposition gets changed and the preposition used is in or on. Okay? In or on. Let's see. You cannot use by if you say my car, the train, a taxi, etc. When you are saying my car, there you see by my car you cannot say, because the formula says, what is the formula? By plus vehicle. So by car. But here you are introducing the word my. As you are introducing the word my, by will not be used. There you have to use in. We will travel in my car. Were you traveling in your own car? Not by your own car. Because we are not using by plus the vehicle. We are using some other words in between. So it is by car, but in my car. In my car or in a car. We will go there in a car. You are traveling in a red car. You understand? So the preposition I'm using is in. By train is all right, no problem. But if you use the train, do not use by the train. Not even in the train. The preposition used is on the train. He will be coming here on the next train. He will be coming here on the next train. Do not say by the next train. Wrong English. Okay? So, as I have already told you that I would like to give you a bonus tip. And that bonus tip is, I sit on this chair. I sit on this chair. Before chair, we use the preposition on. If it is not an armchair or if it is not an easy chair, simple chair. So we use the preposition on. But when the word chair indicates a certain position, say it is the chair of the headmaster, or it is the chair of the president. So who is in the chair today? Who is in the chair today? I mean, who is the president today? Before chair, if you use on, chair is used here as simply a piece of furniture. But when you use the word chair to mean or to indicate a certain position, then we will use the preposition in, in. This is the bonus tip you have got. I think it is necessary for you to learn this. And also in this context, in today's context, in this context of the lesson, I would like to tell you, we use by plus a vehicle, but when we are using a two-wheeler, then generally we do not use by. Though in the latter day English, these days, I have seen people using by in spite of the fact that they are using a two-wheeler. Before a two-wheeler, we generally use the preposition on. By is not good English. By my cycle, I will go there is not very good. So on. Before the two-wheelers, we use on. And also, when you are going on foot, not by foot. Though I am telling you, my dear friends, you may see the use of the phrase by foot in some contexts in the modern English articles and other pieces. But I will tell you that if you are willing to follow grammar strictly, better not to use by foot, but use on foot. On foot. Okay? So this is all about today's lesson. I think you have understood today's lesson very clearly. I have tried my best to present this lesson to you very lucidly. If you have any problem, there is the comment box. Communicate with me. I'll be very glad indeed to answer all your questions. And there is also the WhatsApp number there in the description box. Okay, so if you want to contact me, you may use that telephone number, that WhatsApp number. And don't hesitate to contact me if you have any question related to English. And those of you who have not yet subscribed to this channel are, as usually requested by me, to kindly subscribe to this channel. Otherwise, it's very difficult for us to continue with this channel. You know, we not many views we have. I don't know why people are not willing to watch our videos. But still, I think there is some reason. Perhaps we have some fault for which, or our presentation is not very good, perhaps. That's why people don't use. But don't watch these videos. If you watch these videos, give us a like if we deserve, in your opinion. If we don't deserve, don't give us a like. And if you are willing to learn many more tips about the English language, then please subscribe to our channel. Thank you very much. See you again in our next lesson. So long.